Hello everyone, Platpoint here. In this video I'm going to talk about one of the most crucial story arcs in One Piece, mainly because of the unfortunate death of two very likable characters in the One Piece community, but also the outcome of the war led to three major points in the story. And the first one is the fact that Marineford got destroyed during the war, and after that they chose to switch the headquarters location to the new world and remove the G1 Marines base to where the old Marines base used to be, under the Vice Admiral Momonga by the way. I mention him just because he's one of my favorite Vice Admirals. Basically, this war caused the destruction of the Marines' older base, and they had to rebuild it in another location and rehabilitate all the young Marines. Gosh, I don't know why I didn't say it like this in the first place, come on. The second turning point is Luffy's realization that he can't continue to be this quote-unquote weak if he wants to be able to protect his nakama along the road, because he already got his ass whooped in Sabaody. Oh, I'm sorry about that, YouTube. I completely forgot about your new guideline. It won't happen again. Granted, the people they fought against are Admiral Kizaru and Bartholomew Kuma, and friends. They wish. Nah, not this one. Yeah, here you go. Now, both of them are nothing to mess with. Kizaru because he is an admiral, which I don't need to tell you how strong they are. Go rewatch Punk. Actually, you know what? Don't do that. No, I'm just kidding. Punk Hazard is my least favorite arc in the new world, but you know, to each his own. Now, Kizaru might, I repeat, might be the weakest admiral. Back when Kuzan was in the Marines, at least officially, nothing. But just the fact that he is an admiral gives him a massive boost, because we know he would not be in this position if he was weak by any means. Plus, Kizaru is a massive troll, which has nothing to do with the subject, so let's continue. So, as I said, additionally, the Straw has fought Kuma as well. Before Dr. Vegapunk did this all modification thing on Kuma, I would place him as the second or third strongest warlord. After Milk of course, and possibly Doffy as well, not including Weevil because we don't know too much about his powers. Listen, Kuma has one of the best devil foods in One Piece so far, I would say, because his devil food is super effective overall. So the fact that Luffy failed that day to protect his nakama is understandable, but he is the captain, so he carries the responsibility for the safety of his crew. And after Ace's death at Marineford, he knew that things are only going to get worse for him and his crew if they won't get stronger, because they won't be able to face the upcoming challenges in the new world being this quote-unquote weak, which led to the Luffy we got today, stronger both physically and mentally, more prepared for future challenges, and refuses to back down. This turning point is also one of the stronger ones because it is very close to heart. Luffy is the hero of this story, so it's inevitable that we focus on him a lot more. The third turning point is Blackbeard being the opportunist that he is. He won't waste a chance of making a chaos situation to even worse, and showing up to Marineford with his nakama plus some new recruits, and somehow he managed to take Whitebeard's devil food, and having a second devil food, it's still a mystery how he did it exactly, and how it's possible to have two devil foods at the same time. We have never seen such thing beforehand. Actually, we haven't seen it afterwards neither, but at least now we are aware of this possibility. We only know that after a devil food user dies, his or her devil food kinda teleport to somewhere else in the world, which can be anywhere. But today I want to focus on why Whitebeard's defeat, which basically led to these 3 points, should have been predictable. And I'm saying this because when I started to catch up to One Piece, after a very long break, let's call it, I've already heard about this great war. I didn't know too much except the fact that Ace died. It was a spoiler that was hard to avoid, okay? And when I saw how Whitebeard and his allies pulled up to Marineford so dramatically and epically, I thought, so this is the strongest man in the world, huh? Or at least the guy who used to be the strongest man in the world. Alright, that's pretty cool. When I saw how many pirates there were, I thought that this fight, it's gotta be an all or nothing fight. The main reason being Ace's death. The way I saw it is that the Whitebeard pirates are going to go all out just to get revenge. Or maybe the Whitebeard pirates won't be able to defeat the Marines, and because of that the Marines are going to capitalize on that and try to take out all the Whitebeard pirates at once. Ping pong! But at first I really thought that this could be a 60 to 40% to the Marines' advantage. And after I watched all of Marineford and the conclusion of the war, I somehow thought that this was actually a pretty close fight. Now it was some years ago, so spare me your judgment. But truthfully, after rewatching the arc and some clips of specific moments in the war, I became more and more aware of the actual power of the Marines and how the Whitebeard pirates never actually stood a chance. Now it's hard for me to say this because I supported and still support the Whitebeard's cause, okay? That family matters. He wanted a family more than anything. He didn't want the treasure, he didn't want the One Piece, he just wanted a family. So I understand why he did what he did. I know it's crazy to say say that because after all, we are talking about a Yonko, a top tier of the whole series. And not just a Yonko, we are talking about the Yonko. Even though Whitebeard was old and much weaker than what it was when he got the title the strongest man in the world, I'm pretty sure he didn't get this title in his 70s, but regardless if he was weaker or not, I believe, hold your seats now, that even a prime Whitebeard couldn't defeat the entire Marines. He might be able to save Ace, which is basically the point of this whole war, but that's something else. Now a quick side note before you hit the dislike. In this hypothetical scenario, if Whitebeard is in his prime, then it's only fair that both Sengoku and Garp are both in their prime as well, because they are from the same era and around the same age as Whitebeard. And also, you know, to make things more interesting, yeah, so in this scenario, Whitebeard would unfortunately lose in my belief. I personally don't believe that even the strongest man in the world can defeat Sengoku and Garp and the three admirals, Shichibukai and the Pacifista. Sengoku is Fleet Admiral for a reason. Garp, the guy who fought several times against Roger, the king of the pirates himself, and he had some other big fight, wink wink, manga readers know what I'm talking about. Garp is the hero of the Marines for a reason. The admirals are a powerhouse. They are the Marines' best fighters for a reason. Okay, the Shichibukai are not all the same in terms of strength, but they are still very high calibers. Except Buggy though, which is the strongest of them all, of course. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be the one to kill this meme. With people like Mihawk, Kuma, Boa Hancock, they got this position because they are that strong, which means they are Shichibukai for a reason. Now, the Pacifista during the Marineford War were nasty. I truly felt bad for the Whitebeard pirates when they started shooting their Kizaru beams everywhere. Yeah, they didn't add to the Whitebeard's pirates' fighting spirit, now that's for sure. After all, they are Dr. Vegapunk's work, which means they are Pacifista for a reason. Now all of these obstacles in Whitebeard's way to save Ace are too much to deal with, even for him. Matter of fact, I believe that Whitebeard stepped in Marineford knowing that he won't be able to defeat the Marines. Now hear me out, I think he wanted to free Ace and then let Ace escape with the rest of the crew while he stays and let himself go all out. I think he came to this fight ready to die and he just wanted to free Ace first. In the recent years after I rewatched Marineford few times, I noticed more and more how Sengoku and Garp didn't interfere almost at all during the war, and mostly because they didn't have to. Now Whitebeard didn't do a whole lot as well, but not only because he was weaker and older, but I also saw it more as I'm not going to wild out as long as you won't. Because not only Whitebeard was old and sick, but he also didn't want to hurt Ace in the process. Sengoku and Garp on the other hand didn't go all out too, probably because they knew what's going to happen to Marineford and the Marines around them if such magnificent forces would clash with each other. Therefore Whitebeard, Sengoku and Garp all had the same interest here eventually. But Whitebeard still wasn't able to achieve what he wanted. Matter of fact, one of the main reasons why the Whitebeard pirates did so quote-unquote well, it's because Luffy arrived with Impel Down prisoners and they helped the cause. If it wasn't for their help, Whitebeard pirates' defeat could have been much uglier. And this is, I would say, a fact. It's true that Whitebeard has some heavy crewmates on his side as well, like Marco, Jozu and Vista, and we have seen what they are capable of, and they are very impressive, plus they clashed with the admirals few times, and they did their thing. But I'm pretty sure that neither of them is strong enough to defeat an admiral. Maybe Marco, I don't know, it's questionable, but I guess it depends on how you feel about the admirals. I feel like one side of the One Piece community thinks that the admirals are almost Yonko level, or maybe even Yonko level, and the other side thinks that the admirals are not even top Yonko Commando level. There are people who feel like that, which to me is crazy. I personally think that the Yonko are stronger, but not by a whole lot. One-on-one fight, like Yonko versus an admiral, I think it's going to be mid-high fight. Because I look at the admirals as almost the final boss of the story. Now, the Marines during the war were around 100,000, and Whitebeard had with him 43 allied crew members, which is a lot. Yes, Blackbeard coming to Marineford and doing his shenanigans certainly didn't help, and I feel like one way or the other, look what happened in the end of the fight, and the Marines could have kept pushing, but, and Kobe said it best, there was no point no more, they already won. So this is my take on this war. I personally don't think that any Yonko can defeat the entire Marines, even Whitebeard in his prime. You know, the Yonko are strong, but at the end of the day, the Marines are an entire organization, and they kept progressing for hundreds of years, and I don't think that any one Yonko could defeat them. So this is quote unquote my hot take on this subject, if you will. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, it will help me a lot. Thank you for your time. I'm Plotpoint and I'm out.